Fruit trees are a gardening favorite, and avoiding a few common mistakes can make your orchard very rewarding. First, don't make the mistake of planting trees too deeply. Most fruit trees are grafted onto a rootstock, which southwestern gardeners should not bury. Plant so that the root ball is covered and allow the rootstock to show. Of course, in the Southwest, problem number one is water. Wells around newly planted trees should be larger than the root ball. Water often enough to keep the soil damp at a depth of 3 inches. Clear out competitive plants in the wells to make sure the trees get plenty of water. Then mulch around trees to maintain moisture, making sure to keep mulch away from the trunks. Putting foil around young tree trunks serves 3 purposes. It protects the trees from sun damage, fends off pests, and protects trees from herbicides used to control weeds and grass. Proper pruning in winter or early spring takes some knowledge. Flowering spurs on pome fruit trees like apples and pears looks like this. Space these spurs every 4 to 6 inches on a branch. Other growth, like this, will only produce leaves. On thin-bark trees like apples, you must be careful not to take off too much foliage that serves to protect from sun scald. Shaded branches, suddenly exposed to the sun, can be damaged. On trees like this, you don't want to open up the center. Prune to have an even growth rate of larger branches. On stone fruit trees like peach, cherry, and apricot trees, you want to create an open center when pruning, taking out dead wood and forcing growth to the outside by going to outside buds. Cherry and apricots produce fruit on what looks like apple spurs, and they too should be spaced every 4 to 6 inches apart on the branch. Peach tree fruiting wood looks a little different. It is fast growing and needs to be thinned by about 25% per year, maintaining enough of last year's growth for fruiting. On all trees, prune suckers that come off the rootstock as close to the source as possible, or the suckers will come back worse than ever. Trees that fail to show new growth sometimes require radical surgery to force growth in a smaller area. After pruning, an application of horticultural oil spray is recommended. Thinning is an important step after trees fruit. Again, thin so that you have fruit every 4 to 6 inches along the branch, but also concentrate weight on stronger branches closer to the trunk where they don't damage the tree. Commercial bird netting can be helpful against hungry birds. Make sure you secure the netting at the bottom to keep birds from getting caught underneath and keep fruit away from the edges of the netting. Watch for bacterial infection and pests like woolly apple aphids, codling moth, and peach tree borer. Consult your extension agent for treatments. Special problems in the Southwest include sun scald. Clay sprays are showing promise in avoiding scald and in inhibiting some pests. Nutrient deficiencies are a common Southwest problem too. Iron deficiency causes yellowing of leaves, called iron chlorosis. Foliar sprays can often alleviate this problem. Care and attention in your orchard will pay off with sweet success.